Guys, Crafty Supergirl here, and welcome to a story time video. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing this, and it sounded like fun. And I have got some pretty interesting stories from my life, and so we're gonna play some Minecraft and tell some stories. So, the biggest story that I've told people in my life, the biggest thing that I've talked about is, what's this? Dragon, apple, flying pig, ghost, kitchen. Flying pig, duh. So, the biggest story that I've told people is probably from when I was in school, in elementary school, I mean. And I'm not gonna lie, I went to school with some pretty crazy people. Like, I don't know exactly how to describe them, but, like, in a nice, I don't know how to describe them, I know how I would describe them, but I don't know how to describe them in a nice way. So, I mean, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's not true in all cases. But in this case, I'll just keep my mouth shut about it. But, so, when I was in elementary school, 3rd grade, I was in the class that had all of the crazy kids. I was in the class that had all of the rule breakers, the kids who got suspended, and the kids who got put in detention a lot, and I don't know if you guys had color charts in your school, but when I was in school, we had these things called color charts, and if you were bad, you would flip your color, and you would start the day on dark green, and that meant, and if you left on dark green, that means you had perfect behavior all day. But if you misbehaved, you would flip your color once, and you go to light green. And if you misbehaved again, you flip it again, you go to yellow, and then to red, and then to pink. And if you got on pink, then you would have this pink slip sent home with you that your parent had to sign. And this apple is not looking very nice. Anyway, so you'd be sent home with this pink slip that your parent had to sign. And so that was always fun. And I believe that if you got 3 pinks, then you would get detention. I wouldn't know. I got detention a few times, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a very well-behaved child. There are a lot of stories behind that, but I'll save that for later. So, these were the kids who were always flipping their colors and getting on pink and going to detention and stuff. And we got pretty much all of them in my 3rd grade class. All the other classes had all the well-behaved kids. We had all the crazy people. Which, I mean, it was kind of, this is gonna sound really bad, but it was kind of entertaining. Like, they were really badly behaved, but it was kind of hilarious to watch them misbehave at the same time. Don't misbehave just because I said that. It was funny to watch from my perspective. But anyway, okay, this is not turning out well. Maybe I'll just throw apples everywhere. Alright, so the biggest story that I have is the kid who actually ran away from school. He literally ran away from school. It was the middle of the day, and it was recess, and he ran away from school. It was delightful. So, the way the story goes is that, oh, I can't throw stuff on the ground. The way the story goes is that he was in trouble, per the usual. He was pretty much always in trouble. And I'm gonna hold the microphone a little closer to me. So, he was in trouble with the teachers, and it was recess, and we were all about to go back inside. And all of a sudden, I don't even know exactly what happened, but he just charged across, like, just away from the lines. He charged away from us and toward this gate that would open up and let him out of school. The gate was locked, and he started shaking the gate like a crazy person. And the gate was locked, so he couldn't open it and get out. And then this teacher, I think her name was like Miss Wessel or something. I believe that was her name, Miss Wessel. She ran up to him and tried to grab him, but this is kind of cool. He like ninja ducked out of the way and avoided her and ran through this other gate that was already wide open that led out of the school, but in a different direction. He ran out this freaking gate and just charged. He was leaving. He was out. He bolted. And no. What? Not a time. Alright, I'm done, I guess. So yeah, he ran out of school, and it was pretty interesting, actually. I know that sounds kind of, yeah, he ran out the entrance, and the teacher, Miss Wessel, ran after him, and they ran a couple of laps around the school, and they were just kind of gone after a while. Like, none of us could see them anymore, so they were just kind of gone. And so this is a weird looking apple. So we were looking all around and we were trying to see them, but we couldn't see them anywhere. And so we were all led back inside by the teachers. And what the fudge is this? This is not an apple. So we were all led back inside by the teachers, and my class went to gym. Oh yes, legendary. Legendary. I see goods. I see lots of goods. I see an epic. Yeah, so cheat. I'm gonna call it a cheat. I spawned the apple. This one's good. We went to gym class and we were all like, what the heck? Where is I'm just gonna say his name was Devin. We were all like, where the heck is Tevin? So actually this one's pretty epic. So we were all kind of baffled because he'd done stuff like this before, but never this extreme. So about an hour later, it was after gym class, we were back in class, I heard someone say they found Devin. And I turn around and I'm like, what the heck? Where'd they find him? And he had ran into the woods. Because we had like a huge woods near our school. There's a lot of woods at our school. I can't even count so they found him in the woods. And I think I started a rumor that they found him stepping on a snake and like killing a snake. And then the funny thing is, eventually, that rumor got back to me, and someone told me that he had been found stepping on a snake. And it was completely untrue. I don't know why I started it, but I did. So that was pretty crazy. And then when I was leaving that day, or when I think I was actually walking down to one of the other teachers' classrooms to deliver a message or deliver a paper for one of my teachers, or for my teacher, I guess I should say. Because it was just one teacher. And I saw him with the principal and his parent. I think it was his dad. And they were standing in the hallway. And he looked like he was about to cry. And then he got suspended. And he was gone for a couple of days. And he was on something called school suspension, where he was actually at school all day. He just wasn't in the classroom with us. He was in the principal's office doing all of his work instead of being in the classroom with the teacher. Which, I mean, that had to suck. I mean, that would be kind of terrible. But yeah, no one saw him for a couple of days, and when he came back, he was pretty much back to normal. But he did some other really crazy stuff. He was a pretty big bully to me. Yeah, he bullied me a lot. I mean, it was 3rd grade. I don't know how badly you guys got bullied in 3rd grade, but it wasn't too extreme for me. It was mostly verbal bullying, which, I mean, it's still not okay, but it's not as bad, I think, in my opinion, in elementary school as it is in, like, high school. No, no, no. No, please. I'm really focused on this game, guys. I'm sorry. No! What have you done? Okay, I can still do this. I just have to corner these people. Freaking move! Okay. I lost track of what I was gonna say. Okay, I think I was gonna tell another story. So, another time, besides this instance, I believe it was a day that I arrived at school late, so I missed what actually happened. It turned out that before I had arrived, Devin had gone freaking crazy. Oh, I came in second place. And the principal and the vice principal had actually had to come into our classroom and apprehend him and pick him up by his arms and legs and drag him out of the classroom. And I missed it, and I was kind of sad about that, because I was like, that'd be really entertaining, watching my school bully get dragged out of the classroom by the freaking principals. But anyway, so I kind of got lucky, because the next day, it happened again. He went crazy again, and again the principal and the vice principal had to come into the classroom and apprehend him and pick him up by his arms and legs and drag him out of the classroom. So that happened 2 days in a row, and I actually got to see it. And then I believe he got suspended again after that on school suspension. And there would be like a couple of days where he'd be a model student, and he'd do all of his work, and he'd do it all perfectly. He'd be super well behaved. Oh, I came in first place. And he'd be a model student, basically. And then, just randomly, a switch would turn, and he'd go crazy. Ooh, bonus bat. Yeah, I got a bonus bat. He'd just go crazy, and he would lose it on everyone. And I'm not sure if he ever got physically violent with anyone. I know in second grade, I knew him in second grade too, and he said he was going to kill me and my friends. I believe he actually said he was going to kill 2 of my friends, and I said, I'm not going to let you do that. And I said, like, I'll stop you or something really, like, I thought it was super cool for the time. And I told him, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let you do that. And he said, well, I'll just kill you too. And I told my second grade teacher was awful, by the way. I told my teacher, and she said, I mean, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she basically said, I don't believe you. If your friends tell me, and more people come forward and tell me that he said that, I'll believe you. And then 2 more of my friends came forward who he threatened to kill, and told them what he'd said, and he got a pink slip. He got sent home with a pink slip. Aw, I didn't get any stars. He got sent home with a pink slip, and he was in trouble, but my second grade teacher was terrible. She just didn't believe me. And so there was that. And then in 3rd grade, skip back to 3rd grade, I believe the next worst thing that he ever did, there was a lot. Like, there was a lot of stuff that he did. I believe, okay, so I'm sure you guys all had a desk flipper. At least at some point in school you guys had a desk flipper. Devin was a desk flipper. He would get angry and he would flip desks and he would lose it on people. And so there was this one time when he lost it on the teacher. I don't even remember exactly what happened. He just lost it and he started flipping desks, and suddenly, like, his desk and the desks next to him were all flipped, and stuff was everywhere, all the pencils and the papers and all the classic desk stuff, and the stuff was, I don't know if you guys had these kind of desks, but our desks had compartments under the piece of wood that was the desk. And all the stuff was falling out of the compartments, and it wasn't good, and so the teacher actually had to evacuate the classroom because it was no longer safe. And so, no! Every time someone gets a pig, I lag. So, as soon as we got out, I left, and I looked back, and all I saw was him standing on this flipped-over moon chair, or love seat. It's called a love seat. And, just roaring like a battle cry. It sounded like a battle cry. And I lag every time someone gets a pig. This isn't fair. So, I was kind of like, I wasn't sure what I think I was entertained and also kind of spooked at the same time. Because I'd never seen anyone behave like this before. And so the teacher had a new safety procedure for when kids, because it wasn't just him that did the desk flipping. There was another guy who'd been bullying me since kindergarten who also flipped desks. And I did almost anything this time. So, ooh, I love this game. So, my 3rd grade classroom was not very safe. We literally had protocol for when students got violent because it happened so often. And, so then it happened again with a different student. The guy who'd been bullying me since kindergarten. It was something similar. I believe he was wearing his hood indoors, and for some reason the teacher didn't like that, and she told him to take it off, and he took it off, and then he put it straight back on, and she told him, go change your color, and he got super upset. He was like, why? I took it off, and she's like, yeah, put it back on, don't change your color. And so he went and he changed his color, and he came back to his seat really grumpy. He came back to his seat looking really grumpy, and he sat down kind of slumped over, and the teacher was continuing with the lesson, and all of a sudden he says, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And the teacher turns to him, and she's like, do what? And he said this, and flipped over his desk. And my friend was sitting right next to him, and the desk that he flipped over almost crushed her foot. Like, it almost fell on her foot and crushed it. And she jumped so bad. I looked over, and I was like, no. And so the teacher was like, out, get out. And so everyone jumped up and just bolted from the classroom. I was fairly close to the door, so I got out pretty quickly. I was one of the first people to get out. But he and my friend were right next to the door. They were as close as you could be, and I was just a little bit further away. And so I was one of the first people to get out of the classroom, save my friend. And all I heard as I was running out of the classroom was burn, burn, burn. And I heard pencils flying everywhere. I heard pencil boxes and just possessions being spewed all over the floor. It wasn't good. We went out into the hallway, and I was trying to comfort my poor friend. And we went, she was almost crying. She was terrified. It really scared her when we flipped that over. And so we went into the next door classroom where my best friend was. She was my best friend at the time. She still is, actually. It's Adri 527. She's been in quite a few of my videos. And we went into that classroom, into her classroom, and she gave me this what the heck look. And she had no idea what was freaking going on. She had no idea why my entire class was in her classroom, and she was giving me this look. And I just kind of shook my head at her and sat down. And it was on a day when we were doing testing in the computer lab, and we had just gotten back from testing in the computer lab. I believe the teacher was actually reading off the scores that everyone got on the previous test that we had done in the computer lab. So there were still kids in the computer lab still taking their tests and finishing up their tests. So there was this one girl. She went back to the classroom after taking her test because they didn't know what had happened. And she came back from taking her test, and she looked in the classroom to find all the desks flipped over, and the guy who flipped them was crying, and setting all the desks back up. And she just kind of put her desk down and went next door to the next teacher's class, I think probably to ask where all the students were, and she found all of us there, which was convenient. And we pretty much just continued our lesson in the next door classroom after that, because it was no longer safe in our classroom. So, yeah. So, the point where we had to retreat and go to another classroom only happened once, I think. If it happened, it's been a long time. It's been many years since I was in 3rd grade, so there might have been another time that I'm not remembering. But, yeah, that was pretty freaking crazy. And, we went back to the classroom, and, my teacher had gone back already to get him, and they called his parents, and I'm pretty sure I actually saw him with his dad and the principal in the hallway, same as I'd seen Devin. And, so, I believe we were coming back from the next door teacher's classroom when I saw him that time. And he was standing in pretty much the exact same place in the hallway. So we went back to my, I love that I have a turtle on my head. I don't know why, it's just so weird, and I love it. So, we got back to our classroom, and we finished reading off the map test scores. They were called map tests, I believe. And, it's been so long since then. So, I'm trying to think of the story continues. He was gone for a couple of days. I believe he was in school suspension as well. And that's pretty much it. I think there was one time when this other kid threw a pencil at me and cut my lip, but other than that I can't really think of any exciting stories, and that really isn't that exciting. So, yeah. And then there was another kid who broke stuff. He broke scissors and sunglasses and pencil cases and put the tattered remains into a bag. And my teacher took him next door to the math class, because I don't know if you guys did this in elementary school, but some kids for math, they would move to a different classroom. I believe it's because we were all on different math levels and we were alternating between classrooms. I didn't start doing that until 2nd grade, but I don't think I did it in 1st grade. I think some of the students did in 1st grade, but I just stayed with my teacher who taught me everything else. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this storytime video. It was super fun, and I actually stopped going to that school the next year. That school where everything happened, and my Adri was still going to that school. And she told me that Devin actually threw a chair at someone in 4th grade, and I'm like, what the heck? Because in 4th grade, I left that school. I just said that. I don't know why I felt the need to say it again, but I did. So, yeah, I left that school in 4th grade, and Adri stayed, and he apparently threw a chair at some girl, and in 4th grade, and that's the most I ever heard of what happened in 4th grade. And then I believe there was a roller rink thing where he actually flirted with Adri, and, that never sparked anything at all, ever. So, ever since then I've heard nothing about him, and you know, so, the only other, okay, so, it was either in 4th grade or 5th grade, because I was still living in the same place, I just wasn't going to that school anymore. I was at a dance, I believe. The firehouse, one of the local firehouses, hosted a dance every once in a while, and kids of all ages could come, and I only ever went to one because of the events that happened at it. I never went back. My mom didn't feel safe sending me back there, but it was in 4th or 5th grade that I went to this dance, and so I saw the kid who flipped the desks. the second story of the flipping desks, the one who we had to retreat the classroom for. He was there with a group of his friends, and I was like, hey, my childhood bully. I'm gonna walk up to him and annoy him and say hi. And that was a smart decision. And the moment I approached him and said hi, like, I said it really, like, kind of preppy, and I don't remember exactly. It was like, hi, in this super high and preppy voice, and he just started firing curse words at me. And then I think he said, I'm gonna change the words, because he was swearing really badly. He said, I'm going to fudging spit on your butt. I'm just gonna translate it to that, because he said really bad words, and then he spat on me. He literally spat on me, and it got on my face, and on my shirt, and in my hair, and I had really long hair at the time. It's super short now. I have a bob cut, but that really isn't relevant. Anyway, so I spat on him back, because I couldn't really think of anything more clever to do. So I spat on him back, and then I had a couple of cousins there, and I ran over to them, and I told them what he had done, and it was so hilarious. They cornered him, and, like, got up in his face, and they didn't let him leave until he apologized to me, and they cornered him, and he apologized to me. It was like, a very insincere, sorry! Like, he was just trying to escape. I had my older cousin and actually wait, they were both older cousins. One of them was a boy and one of them was a girl. I mean, they're still, I don't know why I'm saying was, they're still my cousins. But, they cornered him, and they forced him to apologize to me. And it was a very insincere apology, like I said, but, it happened. I got the apology. It was hilarious that they cornered him and intimidated him to the point where he apologized. And after that, I reported him to the security at the firehouse, and I think I got him banned. I think I got him banned from the dances from that point forward. And so that was a fun experience. And I don't think I've seen him since, ever. I remember I ran into him at the grocery store once, when I was still in school at that point, and I was with my mom, and he was with his mom, so he couldn't really do anything to me. In 3rd grade, he had a nickname for me. He called me Rabies Girl, and he told everyone that I had rabies, and that if they touched me, they were gonna die in their sleep. And, so, he was not a great person, but I think he may have had, like, some kind of mental thing, because some of the things that he did were really, literally psychotic. And I feel like he's gonna be one of those kids who's gonna end up in jail after high school. Or in high school, one of the two. But, yeah, that's pretty much all the stories that I have concerning him. And I never saw Devin ever again after school. My friends saw him, but I never did. And I'm trying to think if I've had any more bullies since. I don't think I've really had any other bullies since then. No one really messes with me at all. I don't know if that's just because I'm really tall and I look kind of scary. I mean, my face is scary. I have a scary face. I don't know. I've just never really been bullied much since elementary school, and since I left that one school. And I'm actually, you know what, never mind. I was gonna say something, but it's irrelevant. So anyways, I think I'm gonna end the story time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. And subscribe. Subscribe to me or else. Just kidding! Look at my cute little turtle face. How can you say no to that face? I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!